What's up, guys? It's Missy from Fire Fitness Camp Fond du Lac. So I'm here with a day 4 speed and jump workout for you. So as I've been saying last week, I want you to make sure that you've completed the dynamic warm-up video. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead, hit pause, head over to the jump and speed playlist and click on the dynamic warm-up. That's going to get your body ready to work. Get you ready to perform these speed and jump workouts. So today we are going to really focus on speed mechanics. A lot of times kids are unwilling to slow things down in order to speed them up, essentially. So to make sure that we have the right mechanics, we've got to have the right drills that are going to set in motion those movement patterns that are going to last and get us quicker, jumping higher, things like that. So that's a lot of what today's focus is. First, we're going to do, once you're done with that dynamic warm-up, we're going to do a couple different things to work on essentially the movement that your leg is going through when you're sprinting and trying to achieve top speed. So it's going to feel a little bit like a leg swing initially, but instead, this is the movement that your leg should be going through when you're working through that sprint. So I'm coming up, out, skip, and back. So it's up, out, down, up, out, down, up, down. So I'm kicking through that whole mechanic set of my sprint and breaking it down. So I want you to start out by doing 20 of those on each leg and really get that good kick. And you should feel just a quick little skip along the ground, up, down, up, down. And really focus on that good, powerful kick through this part of your mechanics. So you're going to do 20 of those on each leg. And then in the same, right after that, you're going to go ahead and go into some taps. So my knee is up as high as I can. I'm flexing my foot. I'm going to do a quick tap, and right back up. Quick tap, right back up. Focus on that nice and light tap, and then that good drive coming out of that. So I'm right here getting as high as I can. Quick tap, right back up, and hold it up there for a split second so that you're really working on those front side mechanics. And that's what we're going to try to focus on today. So you're going to do 20 on each leg of both the skips and the taps real quick. Sometimes it's useful to have somebody else give you a cue to go on those taps. So if I'm right here and I'm going to say go, go, so that I'm reacting to that verbal cue as well. So once you're done with those, then you're going to come on into your power section of the workout. So what I want you to do today is get outside. It's a beautiful day. At least it is in Fond du Lac and Oshkosh, Wisconsin anyway. It's a beautiful day. I want you to measure out about 15 yards. If you don't have a measuring tape, don't worry about it. I want you to take 15 giant steps and mark off that distance because it's time to get outside. It's time to use the space we have. We'll get a little bit of speed work in. Well, it's nice out today, so I'm going to give you your power section. Write it down if you need to, hit pause, go ahead and do the power section. Then I'm going to go over to the strength section. If you want to hit pause, write it down, and then head outside and get some work done. So our power section today, we're going to start off with 20 of those pogo jumps that we've been doing. Again, keeping it in the ankle right here, getting as high as you can, going for 20 reps at a time on those today. So we're really adding some endurance to it. We've been doing 10 and 15 rep sets. So I want you to get up to 20 reps this time. Next, you're going to go ahead and you're going to do some power skips. We did those last week. You're going to drive hands up high as you can. So this is where I want you to use that 15 step or 15 yard length. You're going to go down and back with it, driving up high as you can. You're going for height on the way down. And then I want you to go for distance on the way back. And then the next one, we've got bounds. So we did some bounds last week using both arms. You're going to drive these knees up and out right here, high as you can, landing as lightly as you can. So I want you to go on the way down. You're going for height. So driving those knees as high as you can, use those arms. And on the way back, I want you to go for distance. And all the while, we're working on that absorption. So I want you to land as lightly as you can on those. Then you're going to do essentially the same thing, but on a single leg. So single leg bounds. Again, I'm going to use my arms, try to explode out right here, going as far as I can. I'm going to go on one leg down, other leg back, go for distance on those. And then we're going to do what I call a hop stick. might have done it different ways or called it something else. So I'm essentially going to hop from one side to the other side, and then I'm going to go both feet. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to hop, hop, stick. So both feet are landing on that last one. And I want you to try to go as light as you can. So it's hop, hop, landing nice and light. Go all the way down and back. So you're going to go through, what's that? We got all 5 of those exercises. I want you to go through them 3 times. So you're going to work down and back of one, move on to the next exercise, down and back of the other, move on to that one. And you're going to do that 3 times through that. And that's going to be your power section for today. So either write it down and then move on to the strength, write that down, or you can pause now, head outside, do your power section, and then come back in and do some more. Next, we've got our strength section. So you're going to essentially be doing a superset, which means I'm going to do a strength activity, and then I'm going to pair it with a mechanic movement activity. So our first set, and again, you're going to use that 15-yard or 15-step mark. So our first one is going to be an isometric squat, which just means I'm just going to hold my squat right here in that good squat form. Keep that chest up, butt low. Try to keep the knees behind the toes. You're going to count to 10 in your head, and then you're going to come out and you're going to do A skips. So A skips are really working on our sprint mechanic and what we're doing with our feet, but they can be a little bit challenging to get the hang of. So I'm going to come up, skip, skip, and I'm always working on that good kick. So like what we were doing with the leg swings when I'm kicking, essentially I'm putting this into movement. So full speed, it should look like up, 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 up. So I'm always coming out and kicking right here. Some people call them a horse skip. So you're going to do your isometric hold, 10 seconds, and then I want you to go right in to your A skips down your line. Get to the other side, do your isometric hold in your A skips back. Your next set of exercises are going to be slow lunge with a straight leg kick. So I'm going to stay 3 slow lunges, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and one more, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we'll come out of it, and I'm going to go into some straight leg kicks. So I'm really working on popping this hip. As my hand comes up, this hip needs to drive forward. So that's going to be my straight leg kick. So I'm doing my slow lunge, and I'm going to come right out of it and go into those straight leg kicks all the way down my line. Really focusing on that hip quick. Keep that toe flexed. Then switch which leg is in front on the slow lunges on the other leg. Bring them back. Next, we're going to work some upper body absorption here. Sorry, don't mind my dog again. So you're going to do 3 plyometric push-ups. We did those last week. So that just means that I'm adding some air to it. Again, if you can add a clap, great. If not, focus on getting some air on that push-up. So you're going to do 3 of those. Then you're going to start at the bottom right here. And you're going to explode up out of this, focusing on that big kick, big first step, big second step. A lot of times why we don't generate that initial acceleration quick enough is because we're taking so many steps right away. So this is where I want you to work on that, coming up and driving right out of that, staying low to start with, and getting as big of steps as you can for those first 2 steps. Even over-exaggerate it to the point that it doesn't feel appropriate. That's how big I want these steps, to try to retrain the brain to getting them bigger. And then you're going to do the same thing back to the 3 plyo push-ups and bring it back. Next, we got an absorbed tuck jump, and you're going to go back to those A skips. So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to do 4 count down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tuck and absorb it. And then reset every single time. So it's slow on the way down. Drive those knees. Land as lightly as you can. 5 of them. And then as soon as you're done with that 5th one, go right back in to those A skips coming through. And side note, make sure when I'm doing my A skips and my straight leg skips, I'm still getting cheek to cheek with my hands. So after those absorbed tuck jumps, you're going to do power lunge jumps and right back into those straight leg kicks. So I'm going to be down right here, drive them up, same thing. I want you to do 3 on each leg, and then you're going to go right down the line in those straight leg kicks. And lastly, in the strength section, You're going to do a 10 count on a push-up hold, and then go back into those quick starts again. So I'm going to hold right down here, and a half push-up, good push-up form, count to 10, and then I'm going to pop right up out of it. Get those big steps to start with. Use those arms. So that's your whole strength section. Write it down if you need to, and then head outside, hit up that 15-yard length. And I want you to try to repeat 5 times. Depends on what kind of time you have, but I want you to try to go through that whole list 5 times if you can. And lastly, we're going to finish with a core exercise. Some core exercises. We're going to do up and down planks for 30 seconds. So I'm going to squeeze my core, nice flat back. Going down to my elbows, back up to my hands. Really focus on squeezing this whole back side of the body. Squeeze it together. And then you're going to go a side plank. So you're going to do that for 30 seconds. Then you're going to be in a side plank on your forearm right here. Squeeze that core. Should be a straight line up and down. Hold for 30 seconds here. And try to roll right over to the other side. Hold for 30 seconds there. I want you to repeat that little mini circuit 3 times. And then you're going to finish with 2 minutes of crunches. But I want you to be really picky about your crunches. So a lot of times on crunches, we cheat them. We bring our elbows up. Your focus today is going to be keeping your elbows back while you're crunching. So if you pay attention to it, if you're closing your elbows on your crunches, you're not going to get nearly as much out of it as you could. Versus if you're keeping your elbows back, they're going to all of a sudden be much harder to complete a crunch with your elbows back or with your dog on your lap. So I want you to do that for 2 minutes. All right, so that's your whole speed and jump workout for today. You got your power section, you got your strength section, you got your core section. Make sure to email me if you guys have any questions, or if you really want to work through those mechanics and need some help, especially on the A skips. A lot of times these kind of throw us up. We should be able to skip up and down the line, but that throws a lot of kids off. So if you have any questions or you want to maybe connect via a Zoom call so I can take a look at the mechanics so we can make some corrections on the fly, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that because, again, now's the time to get better. You got the time to do it. Let yourself get after it. Really work on those mechanics. Everybody can use a little work on their speed mechanics. So email me if you have any questions at info@ffcfondulac.com, or you can just find us on Facebook. Get after it, guys. Get better. Use it. Here you go. Thanks for tuning in.